Welcome to Carpe DM. I'm Patrick, and I've been playing D&D since 1980, back when your character's life expectancy was measured in minutes, not campaigns. Let me tell you about my first wizard. I rolled 3d6 down the line for stats, no rearranging, no dropping one die, no point buy. No, I'll put my highest roll in intelligence, thank you. You rolled and you dealt with it. My wizard had a 6 in strength, 9 in constitution, and a 14 in intelligence, which was actually pretty good for a wizard back then. First level hit points? I rolled a 1 on my d4. 1 hit point. 1. A house cat could kill me. And I'm not exaggerating. A house cat in the monster manual did 1d2 damage. One bad swipe and I'm making a new character sheet. My one spell? Magic Missile. I could cast it once. Then I was a guy in a bathrobe with a dagger, trying not to die while the fighter actually fought things. That wizard lasted 3 sessions before a goblin arrow took him down. And you know what? I remember every wizard who made it past 5th level in those days, because surviving to 5th level meant something. Compare that to modern D&D. 5th edition is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, it's my preferred game to run. But it is a completely different animal. Today, you don't roll stats, you build them. You don't stumble into a class. You architect a character concept before you ever touch dice. Your first level wizard has maybe 5 to 6 hit points. And when that goblin arrow hits you, you don't die. You go unconscious. You get 3 death saves. And your party has Healing Word, which brings you back to consciousness from 60 feet away, without even using someone's action. Now, in the old days, if you hit negative 10 hit points, you were dead, period. No death saves, no gentle unconsciousness, no dramatic last words. You went from fighting to making a new character sheet, and the DM was already describing how your body slumped to the ground. And we used to joke, you weren't really playing D&D until you'd rolled up your 3rd character. Today, players get emotionally attached to their first character before the campaign even starts. They've written backstories, commissioned art, picked out theme music. And here's the thing, I'm not saying that's wrong, but it's fundamentally different. Because D&D has always been a mirror of its time. Now think about 1980. We were coming out of the 70s, Vietnam, Watergate, economic uncertainty. The world felt arbitrary and dangerous. Your parents couldn't promise you'd have a better life than they did. Jobs weren't guaranteed. Success was not assumed. And D&D reflected that. The game told you, the world doesn't care about you. You're not special. You're a first-level magic user with 3 hit points and the survival instinct of a lemming. If you want to be a hero, you'll have to earn it the hard way by being clever, cautious, and occasionally very, very lucky. The game taught you that you weren't entitled to survive. It taught you to think before you act, because actions had permanent consequences. It taught you that teamwork wasn't a nice to have, it was survival. Because when your wizard only has 1 spell, and the party's only healing comes from rest and prayer, you need that fighter. You need that cleric. You need each other, or you'll all die in a pit trap on level 1 of the dungeon. Now, look at modern culture. We've spent decades trying to remove randomness from life. Participation trophies, grade inflation, safe spaces, and I don't mean that politically. I mean literally making everything safer, smoother, more predictable. We've tried to cushion every fall. And 5th edition D&D reflects that too. It's more accessible. It's more forgiving. It's more heroic from the start. You begin as someone capable. You're not fragile. Death isn't lurking around every corner. And the game invites you to be bold, to take risks, because the safety net is there. And again, that's not wrong. It's just different. It's optimized for a different kind of player, living in a different kind of world, looking for a different kind of experience. But here's what I miss about those old, brutal days. Fragility had value. When your wizard could die from a bad initiative roll, you learned to be resourceful. You learned to talk your way out of fights. You learned that running away was a valid strategy. You learn that sometimes the smart move is to go back to town, rest up, and come back better prepared. And you learn grit. Because here's the truth that old school D&D taught me, that I've carried into running a business for 16 years. Life doesn't care about your backstory. The market doesn't care that you have a detailed 5-year plan. Sometimes the goblin gets lucky, and you have to start over. And when you do start over, you start at the bottom. You don't begin with advantages. You begin with 3 hit points and 1 spell, and you claw your way up. And when you finally make it to 5th level, when you finally build something that lasts, You remember every step of that journey. You remember what it costs. Modern D&D teaches different lessons. It teaches that you can be heroic, that you can overcome challenges through bold action, that you matter from day one. And those are valuable lessons too, especially for the people who've been told that they don't matter. But I do wonder sometimes if we've lost something in making everything more accessible, more comfortable, more certain. Because the truth is, the real world still has pit traps. The real world still has critical hits coming from enemies that you didn't see coming. And I'm not sure we're preparing people for that anymore. Not in games, not in life. And I'm not saying we should go back to the old days when a house cat was a credible threat. I like 5th edition. I love that more people can enjoy this game without feeling like they're being hazed by the dice. But I am saying there was something valuable in those disposable heroes. Something about earning your survival, step by terrifying step, that made the victory mean something. My first wizard who made it to 9th level, Alan on Lex Damons, I remember him because I earned him. Every level was a miracle. Every spell learned was a triumph. Every close call survived was a story. And that's what 3 hit points taught me about grit. So here's my question for you. What did your first character teach you? And whatever edition you started with, what lessons from that game have stuck with you in real life? The editions change, but the tavern's still open. Pull up a chair and tell me all about it.